guests, have any of the men in your life, or some of the men here, ever experienced some of the following symptoms? A decrease in strength or endurance, loss of height or increase in fat in the midsection, a recent deterioration in work performance, notice a decrease in enjoyment in life, trouble focusing, more sad or grumpy than usual, falling asleep after meals, a lack of energy, decrease in the sex drive, or erectile dysfunction. Well, these are all symptoms of andropause, or low testosterone. This is something near and dear to my heart because I've recently been diagnosed with it. This is actually me, because I've been experiencing these symptoms, most of it, if not all these symptoms, for probably the past 3 years. About a year ago, I turned to my wife and I said, you know what, I just don't know who I am anymore. I'm just so confused. In my recent performance review, my supervisor spoke to me about how he's noticed that my work just isn't as good as it used to be, that I'm lacking focus, that I'm not paying attention to details that I used to. It's funny because over the past 3 years, I've been going to my doctor for all the symptoms, and telling him routinely, this is what's wrong with me, and he never connected the dots. I had every test imaginable, MRIs, CAT scans, upper and lower GIs, every blood test imaginable, except for one, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it, which is that, well, maybe a simple blood test is all it takes to detect low testosterone. Now, some of the causes of low testosterone is over the normal course of age. Your testosterone, as you get older, drops. Head injuries can cause low testosterone because the hypothalamus and pituitary gland are both the top regulator, the top part of the signaling pathway for your body's production of testosterone. So if you had a stroke or traumatic brain injury or lack of oxygen to your head, you could actually lower your testosterone. Testicular injury, I think that's self-explanatory because that's where testosterone is produced mostly. Vasectomy, now this is an interesting one because most doctors would tell you that vasectomy will have no impact on your testosterone levels. And it's because after you have your vasectomy, your body recognizes the sperm as a foreign body, and it creates an autoimmune response, and it will actually attack your testicles and start decreasing your production of testosterone. And there are many, many medications, antihypertensives, antidepressants, anticholinergics, like Benadryl, and tranquilizers, which will all impact your testosterone levels. And of course, a simple blood test will determine your total testosterone. So how bad was it for me? Well, up here is a table for healthy men, non-diabetic, and the numbers that are important are right here, actually. This is total testosterone. Now, for a man my age, I should be up around 600. In actuality, my total testosterone was measured at 124. Interestingly enough, an 85-year-old man will have 3 times the total testosterone that I was measured with, which is an amazing fact. And it explains a lot to me why I was feeling so bad. So there are several ways that you can have total testosterone replacement therapies. One is injections. There's bunches of advantages and disadvantages, but one of the most big disadvantages of it is that your body goes on a roller coaster. It goes from really, really high levels of testosterone and then it drops down low. The good thing is that it lasts 4 weeks, about 4 weeks, and it's cheap. Another is pellets. The advantages of pellets is that can last up to 3 to 6 months, so you only get it a couple times a year. It's expensive, but it is an invasive surgical procedure, which actually the pellets get placed underneath your skin. But it also has the disadvantage of maintaining a constant level of testosterone in your body. You see, testosterone goes up and down throughout the day. You have the most testosterone in your system in the morning, and at night it's at its lowest. Pills, oops, wrong button. Pills, they're convenient, but there's no approved pills in the United States. They are also been associated with liver damage. You can take have to take multiple doses, and food can interfere with absorption. Patches, there's a lot of absorption problems with it, so it doesn't a lot of time get into the skin, in through the skin. It's higher cost. It also may be convenient to apply, but it may be inconvenient in the places in which you have to apply it. And but the good thing is, it also mimics the normal natural cycle of testosterone. In gels, and this is what I'm doing, actually. It's an expensive treatment, actually, but it causes less skin irritation. It gets into your body much faster. It also mimics the normal cycle of testosterone. But the other problem is that there's potential transfer of the testosterone gel to other people. So I have to be very careful. I have to make sure my hands are always washed. I got to make sure that people don't touch me because I apply it to my shoulders. So I can't have people touching my shoulders. So most of the common side effects to testosterone are these. But in actuality, a lot of these are related to estrogen actually increasing in the body as testosterone increases in the body, because testosterone is a precursor to estrogen in males. So as the testosterone goes up, so does the estrogen. So some of these actually are due to that. Some of the lab abnormalities that people have seen is changes in cholesterol concentrations. And you've seen increase in red blood cell counts. And on the negative side of things, they've seen decrease in sperm count and can actually cause infertility. In my case, that's not that big of a deal anymore. So the potential benefits are, and I can speak positively, is as soon as I had my first treatment, I noticed an incredible change in my attitude, and I felt reinvigorated. You have increased mental and physical energy. I can account for that. Your decreased anger, sadness, and irritability, I can decrease that. I can also account for increased lean body mass and a decline in body fat, because I went from my belt, I was up on the first one 3 months ago. I'm now back on the 4th hole and the 5th hole on some days. So I'm actually getting smaller, which is a great feeling, because I worked out a lot and never saw any type of improvement in my body shape. And one of the potential benefits also is potentially a potential decrease in the risk of heart disease. And that's because of the cholesterol changing. It actually lowers the bad cholesterol and raises the good cholesterol. It also reduces body mass. So you're getting more lean muscle, so you're not carrying as much fat, which also can cause some problems. So, in closing, here are some additional references for everybody to go back and look at. And at the bottom of each of the slides, there was actually a link to where I've got all the data from. Some of it was the Mayo Clinic, and some other interesting websites. There are a lot of them out there that actually go about men's health. I'd like to thank everybody for their time and consideration. Thank you.